All right, folks, we're going to work with lesson 4, the layer basics. So getting started, what you're going to do is you're going to go over to book tutorials. And then we're going to work with lesson 4. Okay. And then all of these, you're going to go ahead and just hit the download button on all of them, just the download. And you guys can see that it's going straight to my downloads or over here. So there's your downloads. Okay, so then we're going to go to Photoshop and open that up. Then we're going to go to File, and you're going to click on Browse in Bridge. Okay, so Bridge is opening up now. And then we've downloaded it, so we need to open up our downloads, and you can get to that by clicking the file that has your ID number on it. And then you're going to open up your downloads. Okay. Once you're at your downloads, you're going to open up the 04 Start. So double click it. And this is what you guys have. So you've opened up the 04 Start. This is what you've got. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to save your work. So you go to File and then Save As. And you do not want to save to your downloads. You want to save to your Google Drive. So you can click on your Google Drive, go to My Drive, go through, find your correct one. Some of you guys have already learned how to use your tags. I put a video out on that. So if you click on your tags, your computer graphics folder should be tagged. And then you're going to find your book lessons folder. I don't have one because I'm a teacher. Find your book lessons folder. Highlight this. Save it as your name. And then 04 because that's what the assignment is. And then don't worry about the format extension here because the format extension is right here. It tells you that it's a Photoshop document. And then you hit save. I'm going to hit OK. And so this has been saved the way that we want it to be saved. Okay, if the layers panel down here is not visible in the work area, in order for you to see it, you can choose Window and then come over here to Layers. Do you see that check? That check means that it is showing. It is showing in our layers. So the next step in the assignment is you can scroll down. So I'm going to click this and scroll down so we can see all of the layers. You can also take your layers and undock it and then move it so that you can see everything at once. You can change your layers around, you can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. I'm just trying to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it better. So what the directions are is select the background layer to make it visible if it's not, and ours are visible. We know it's visible because of the eye icon says that you can see it. And then the lock indicates that the layer is locked and protected. The eye icon indicates that you can see it. So the next step is you're going to go to, in Photoshop, you're going to go to File and then Open. And then you're going to go to your Downloads. And you're going to find the one that is called Beach, this one here. Double click it and it's going to open up in that file. Okay, so right now we've got two files going on. You have your Beach file and then we have our original, these tabs. This tab represents a different file. So you have your original file and your Beach file. Have your Beach file open and then come over here to your layer 1. You're going to double click that layer so it's highlighted, okay? Or you can click and drag on the actual name and then you're going to title that layer Beach. Then once you do that, hit enter and that layer is called Title. The next thing we're going to do is you're going to go to Windows and then you're going to go to Arrange and we're going to go to 2 up vertical. So now we can see both files at once. Select your move tool. Okay, so what we're going to do is make sure you're inside this file, the beach file, and we've got our move tool. You're going to take this picture and hold your mouse button down and drag it over into the other file and let go. So now our beach image is inside of your original file with the pine cone. So you can see in your layers that your beach layer is now over in your original pineapple file that has your name on it. Your beach layer is now at the top of all of your other layers. What I'm going to have you do is come over here to your beach file, and then you can close out that tab by clicking the X and it'll go away. You do not need to save, so hit don't save and it's gone. Okay, so back over in this file, we're going to click the eye icon next to the pineapple layer to hide it. So I'm going to click that pineapple layer and hide it. So now the only thing that's showing is our beach layer. So just a little reminder that the only layers that are showing is your beach layer and your background layer. You can hide your background layer, and that little grid represents that there is nothing there. It's like transparency. The grid represents transparency. So if you want the pineapple to show, you can click the eye. So unclicking it means that it's not showing. In your layers panel, you're in your layers panel to do all of this. Okay, so I'm going to go back. You want to make sure that you are in your beach layer. So right now, I'm going to have you guys hide the background by clicking the eye next to it. Then we're going to get our move tool, and you're going to just center that pineapple, or center the beach scene in the middle of your image. Okay. Now what we're going to do is at the top of your screen, you're going to go to Layer, and then click on Layer Style. Right here. Okay. And then click on Stroke. And we have a dialog box that's come up. Under the size, okay, strokes, here's the size right here. You're going to highlight that and type 5. Position it inside. The position right here needs to say inside. The blend mode needs to be normal. The opacity should say 100%. And then the color right here, click on that and make the color white. You can click up here and make it white and hit OK. All right, so we can actually move this around, and you can see that there's a slight white stroke to that. Okay, so we're going to hit OK. And then that has been applied. There's a slight white stroke to this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the postage, Hawaii, flower, pineapple, and background visible. So postage, Hawaii, flower, pineapple, and background all visible. In the layers panel, drag the flower layer up so that it's positioned between the pineapple and, drag the beach layer up. I said in the layers panel, drag the beach layer so that it is positioned between the pineapple and flower. So right here. So the beach layer should be in between the flower and the pineapple. Then you're going to select the postage layer. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to select the postage layer next. And then over here, you need to make sure that the postage layer is active. It's highlighted. Then over here on the opacity, you're going to drag the slider to 25%. So you just take it down. You can see that it should be getting lighter to 25%. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is save this. So we're going to go to File, Save. Make sure that it doesn't disappear. Click the eye icon next to the Hawaii layer. Click the eye icon next to the flower layer and the beach layer to hide them all. So then what you're going to do is right click on the pineapple layer. So I right clicked on that, and then you're going to go to duplicate layer right here. Click OK. And now we have a copy of that pineapple layer. With the pineapple layer selected, the copy layer, you want to have this copy layer selected, so you can click on it if it's not. You're going to choose overlay from the blending modes menu. So with that selected, come over here to this little drop down menu, click on it, and then you're going to go to blending options. Once you're there, you're going to go to, hold on, I just messed up. So you're going to come over here, and then you're going to go to this little menu right here. And then you're going to hit overlay. So you go to that one and hit overlay. Okay. So you're here, and then you hit overlay. You can see how it kind of, it made it light and dark. Yeah, it has a saturated color. Okay, so now we're going to go to the postage layer. So click up here in the postage layer, and then over here in the blending mode, you're going to select multiply. Right here, multiply. And again, it changed it slightly. Save your work. File, save. Okay. So click the visibility column on the beach layer to make it visible again. Okay. Choose Edit. And then Free Transform. So go to Edit, and then you're going to go to Free Transform. And click it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to drag the corner handle inward to make it about 50%, the size about 50% than what it was. And if you look at the top, at the dimensions, you can kind of guess on your dimensions there. Okay. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move our pointer to the outside of the edge. So you come out to the outside, and you're going to drag it inward to about a 15% angle. And you can see the numbers that come up. You can drag it to about a 15% angle. Okay. And then you can take this and you can move it up. Okay. And then over here you have a little arrow, and that will commit your design, and we'll hit commit. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the flower visible again. So go back to your flower. You can click on it and then click the eye icon to make it visible again. Select the move tool. So click on your move tool here, and then drag the beach. Oh, we already did. So we used our move tool to drag that beach up. So we'll just leave that beach right here. Okay, so back to the flower, click on the flower. And then what I want you guys to see that the flower is over the top of your beach, which is why you can see the edge of the flower petal over the top of this one. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is in your layers panel, you're going to click on your background layer. Make sure you click that background layer before you do this. Then what you're going to do is you are going to create a new layer. So you're going to click this little button with the plus sign right here to create a new layer. Double click the new layer, and you're going to call it, you're double clicking on the actual text, and you're going to call it clouds. And hit enter. Okay, so we have the clouds. So next thing to make the clouds, what we're going to do is in this, we're going to go back to our tool panel, and here you're going to double click your foreground color, and then you're going to choose a blue color. So come over here and you can just choose a just medium blue tone. Okay, hit OK. Make sure your background layer is white. Then what you're going to do is make sure this is selected. You're going to go over to you're going to go to filter at the top. Then we're going to find render and then clouds. And you got some blue clouds in the background, blue and white clouds. We're going to save our work. File save. Okay. So if the Photoshop fills our monitor, you want to reduce the size of the window. So in the window, you're going to click the restore. All right, well, here's the difference between Windows and Macs. So in order to make your window as big as we can possibly make it, what you can do is you can click this little green plus sign, and that makes our image, our Photoshop image, as large as we can make it for that window. Okay, so in Photoshop, what we're going to do is you're going to click on your pineapple copy right here. Click your pineapple copy to make it the active layer. So now what we're going to do is we need to open up a new file. Make sure you hit your pineapple copy. We're going to go to Alright, so we're going to put a new flower inside of this, and we're going to do it slightly differently. So what we're going to do is you're going to click on your drive down here at the bottom of your screen. So you're going to click on your drive. Then you're going to go to Open Drive folder. You can click on your downloads. And then move your windows over so you can actually see this image right here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take this flower image, take it out of your downloads, take it to your Photoshop document. I still have my mouse button pushed down and you let go, and now you have some new flowers over here. Okay, make sure that you are in your flowers layer. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this layer, use your move tool, you're going to take it and you're going to drag it down to the bottom left-hand corner of your image. Okay, so my flower is now in the bottom left-hand corner of my image. Once you do that, you're ready to move on. Okay. So make sure that your Hawaii layer is showing. So click on your Hawaii layer and then click on the eye icon next to your Hawaii layer. Okay, with that layer visible, we're going to go to, just to make sure we don't have anything selected, we're going to go to select, and then if your deselect is highlighted, that means something is selected, but we don't want anything selected right now. So you'll want to deselect if that's visible. Okay, so you're in your Hawaii layer. Then what you're going to do is come over to your tool panel. And then you're going to select your regular type tool. So click on your regular type tool. You want to select the horizontal type tool. So if you click and hold, you can see there's different options. Make sure you select your horizontal type tool. So then in your options, select a serif font. You can use Birch, STD. So if you click on here, you can see that there's different fonts that you guys can use. So let's see if the Birch is available. Okay, there it is. I'm scrolling down. So I selected the Birch. Then what you're going to do is select 36 for the font. So I have 36 here. Select a large tracking value. So we're going to use 250 for our tracking. In order to have the tracking available, you're going to go to Window, and then from here, you're going to go to Character Styles. Nope, that's not it. I'm going to X out of that, hide that. So we're going to go to Window, Character. Okay, so here's all the options for type. So we went to Window, Character, and you can see we're using Birch, you're using 36. Okay, so if you cannot find the Birch font, what you want to do is, whoops, I changed mine on accident, is you're going to find something kind of tall and skinny. So this is what it looks like. And so you can see that it's really kind of tall, it's skinny, and there's not a lot of space in between the letters. Okay, so then tracking. If you hover over these different things, it will tell you what they are. Like that's leading, that's the font size, that's the kerning, that's the vertical scale. This is the tracking. The VA is the tracking. What I want you to do is highlight that, and you're going to type 250. This right here, the VA represents your tracking. You highlight it and type 250. Then what we're going to do is we're going to change the color. So you're going to click right here for the color. And then you're going to choose a shade of grassy green and hit OK. So now I've got green here. We're going to choose faux bold. Whoops, that's not it. Smooth, none. Oh, let's try this. So this one right here is bold. We're going to click on bold. And then we want it to be all caps, which is the double T. So click all caps. Select crisp from the anti-aliasing. So right here, you go crisp. Okay. So then over here, we're going to type just under the H for Hawaii, and you're going to type island. Whoops. And then space paradise. Once you type that, you can hit the commit button, click on your move tool, and then you're going to center it under the word Hawaii. So center your text that says Island Paradise, and you want to put it under the word Hawaii.